Good morning, Paul. Georgie from Allendale. It's March 4th, Monday morning, and grains tried to rally here overnight, but being met with some resistance. The rain in South America has narrowed the dry area down in Argentina down to 20% or less. They had good rains over the weekend, and there's more rain to come. The wheat market here in the U.S. is being pressured because of this snow system across the northern plains, and then the forecast now has another system starting out on the southern plains by this weekend that could bring some moisture, and that's putting pressure on the wheat market here this morning. Other news, the concern of shipments of soybeans and grain out of Brazil has been real. There has been an official report by Brazil here over the weekend that there's only been about 960,000 tons of beans shipped during February, when a year ago we shipped 1.6 million tons. The corn, however, there's a reason for corn weakness as well. This year, Brazil has shipped out 2.2 million metric tons during the February time frame, when a year ago they only shipped out 300,000. So looks like they have been working on corn here and trying to get that cleaned up, and then they'll get into beans here a little bit later. The grain market's also finding some pressure with the uncertainty in Washington with the budget cuts. Also, Italian bonds were at 3-month highs here yesterday or last night, so that's causing some problems for the grain traders as well. The USDA report here comes out on Friday at 11 o'clock. There's been a lot of estimates out of Brazil and Argentina over the weekend, reducing basically the production down there. Trade's going to watch that very closely as we come into Friday's report, what kind of adjustments will be made by the USDA, since they are still holding a fairly high number compared to what some of the estimates are. So that's going to be watched closely. The other thing is going to be the U.S. ending stocks. If we cut back further on corn stocks or raise corn stocks, that's going to be watched very closely as well. The CFTC did announce their weekly commitment traders report. Managed money reduced long positions by another 13,000 last week, down to 52,000 contracts in the corn. Soybeans, they reduced by 4,000 contracts, leaving them at about 122,000 contracts long in the soybeans. The other contract that got hit sharply was the soybean oil. We've seen managed money reduce or increase short positions there by 28,500 contracts. So the soybean oil has been the whipping post here. The cash markets in the grain continue to be very firm, hearing bids of 60 over by some plants in Nebraska and central Illinois. That over the May contract, and as it was out in some meetings here the last couple of weeks, it certainly feels like producers are going to hold tight with the corn and soybeans that they've got, especially on corn. If they can get $8 for corn again, they will be willing to sell it in the cash market. So that currently would mean around the 740 to 750 area to drag some of this corn away from producers that they've got in the bins currently. The beef market, we did see some improvement there. On Friday, choice was up 194, select up 5 cents. Pork cutout values were down 26 cents. With this winter storm that's moving across the northern plains of Iowa, southern Minnesota, we're going to disrupt the pork movement again, causing some delays in shipments, and may support prices here early this week as the storm moves through, but then expect hog prices and cash hog prices to weaken again as we back up some supplies as we we just can't move the hogs and move the product. The beef, however, we could see some firmness there as this next weather system moves into the southern plains cattle feeding area later this week. So traders are going to be monitoring that very closely as we have tight supplies of market-ready cattle. And we also have some improvement in demand. So that looks a little more optimistic for the cattle as we go through this week. And then in the pork, look for some volatility here also as we go through the week. So if you got any questions, don't hesitate to give us a call. I want to remind everybody we got the Allendale acreage, planted acreage survey going on right now. We'll be doing that through the balance of this week, and then we'll release those numbers on March 15th. So if you got any questions, don't hesitate to call us at 800-262-7538. Thank you, and have a good trading day.